Hello, everybody. My name is Stefan Choi. Welcome to Trading with Livevol. This is where I trade my Reg T account. So my personal Reg T account, and I use LVX to trade. So just want to go to my account real quick because I want to show you guys something. So if you see this SPY, I lost 1,100. I thought the market was actually going to go down this morning, and I bought some puts. I closed them out since then. I made a mistake because essentially, like, everything looked good. It looked like it was going to actually make a new low, right? So kind of like start selling off. Everything was in line except the VIX. So the VIX was actually like just slightly up to even while the market was kind of rolling over. And these are our charts. And basically what happened was, you know, I bought 30 contracts. It ran up, basically hit my limit on how much risk I want to take or loss I'm willing to take. And basically I got out. So I'm kind of thinking like the market's going to go down just because it's a very weak rally of any kind. So like, even though we're really oversold, this kind of chart kind of makes me think like it's going to go down and visit like the 2000 area. But I'm not really getting the full confirmation from the VIX yet. Maybe tomorrow it might do this. So maybe tomorrow it might go down. Again, I could have been a little more patient, would have saved me $1,000. My father has a saying that he told me that that a wise man learns from other people's mistakes, that a smart man learns from his own mistakes, and an idiot never learns. I'm sure I'm not the wise man. I just have to see whether I'm the smart man or an idiot. So because sometimes when I trade, I tend to do the same mistake over and over, even though sometimes that kind of my compulsion and impatience to make money pays off sometimes, but sometimes also that bites me. So today it wasn't that good because I think yesterday I actually was on the video saying how patient I was going to be, and basically it didn't work out. So yesterday in UUP, the dollar is like screaming right now. Basically, I bought this for 6 cents, and then I got out of my 200 shares. Now they're worth 3.5 cents. So looks like I lost 2.5 cents 10 times, so 25 bucks. And then I think I bought it for 26.08. So that's what was it, 27.54. So you know, I made 54 cents on the stock by buying it back, and I lost 3.5 cents to 35. So I made like 20 bucks basically doing that trade where I bought the puts and bought the stock back. So I'm happy that UUP is going up, and I was right on my trade. I'm just like right now, I'm, you know, I think I was telling you guys I wanted to keep adding. Now I'm not sure if I can add. I'm tempted to add some more, maybe a straddle of some kind, you know, buy some calls and then short some stock against it, just because you know, there's no way it's just gonna like stay here. But then with currencies, I'm not that familiar, so it could actually stay here. So you know, I'm happy I'm making money. I think today, you know, today I'm up about a little over 300 bucks on this position. Not too bad. So we'll see. I had a pretty bad, the only other position I have is in Voya. I had a pretty pretty bad day yesterday, just with the overall market sold off. But looks like it's bouncing back pretty nicely. As I talked to you guys before about it, I wasn't as concerned yesterday, just because the stock had the tendency to sell off with the market, but for whatever reason, it seems to be a little bit stronger than other financial stocks, so it recovers faster. Anyway, I guess if I had to real, if I was committed to this stock going up, I would have probably bought more calls yesterday. But since not completely my idea and I'm following order flow, basically, it didn't really give me any reason. Plus, I thought the market was going to go down. The other one is SLXP. So this is kind of some of the things I want to talk to you guys about. So one of my friends got into the calls in SLXP and told me, hey, I should look into it. On hindsight, I should have bought it up. These calls were like 45 cents. And now if they're trading 69 bucks, they're going to be worth at least $9, right? But you see all these calls that are being bought. It's one of the reasons, and you can actually click on these bars and you can see all the calls that are being traded every day. You can also see the open interest. I'll try to make this a little bigger for you guys. Right, so you can see the option montage, you can see all the changes in the IV, you can see all the trades, and then you can run it forward and backwards, right? And see all the trades there. So you see how like April 60s, a ton of people started buying. This was Monday, the 2nd, right? And you can just keep scrolling through, and basically the call activity was pretty heavy. Like you see this one, not sure if this was a buy or sell. You can actually go back and look up this trade because we have time and sales all the way back for 2 years. It's just awesome. I didn't get into it just because, you can't just get into every trade just because order flow, like I said. But somebody who trades and has intimately might have had some knowledge of how Salix Pharmaceutical work, Valiant. Apparently Endo was in part of the bidding originally as well. So if you actually had some idea that there was multiple suitors and you put that together, if you saw these call buying, you might have been tempted to buy some calls like my friend and make money, right? I didn't do it just because I don't really know anything about Salix, right? I don't know anything about Salix Pharmaceuticals. The only thing I know is what I heard from CNBC, which was that Valiant pulled out because I guess when they were doing due diligence, the inventory buildup was higher than anticipated on one of their best-selling drugs or their value drugs, and then basically they pulled it, and then they came to an agreement later on for a lower price, I'm assuming. And then now looks like it's going to trade higher. Looks like it just opened. So it's trading 169.60. So I don't know. This actually looks like it might go higher. But who knows, right? I'm kind of late to the game right now. If I wanted to trade this, I probably will have to read more about it and then come up with my own conclusions in terms of what I think is going to happen. But this is one example where you can see the order flow and you can see the calls, which is the green bar, and the red bar is the put bar. You can see the discrepancy in terms of how many calls and puts. So I'm gonna do this, and then there's gonna be a box up here, and on there you can see the calls and puts, right? So right now you see the volume, 71,000 total volume, 64,000 were calls, then 60,000 were calls, and 9,000 puts, and so on and so on. You can see that for a huge period of time, basically the call outpaced the put by gigantic amount. I mean, this is a lot of trading even after the deal announcement. So usually like the first 2 or 3 days, there's a bunch of trading. So this is not that unusual. But then to have all this like afterwards is a little unusual. It's one of the reasons why I got into Hillshire last year, and that turned out to be pretty awesome for me. But you know, this one I missed just because I had really no reason to go into it because I don't really know about this company. So I'd have to research it and then get into it. And you know, there's many stocks with order flow information. To make a successful trade, you need to couple the order flow with kind of a little bit of understanding of the stock itself and the situation. So, so other than that, nothing going on except I did a bonehead trade where I lost money. My other 2 trades were doing well. So if I didn't count if I didn't do that trade, I would be doing pretty well today or up a little bit. But you know, it is what it is. I still think there is like a huge chance to make a ton of money. I just haven't figured, like this just looks very bearish to me, you know? Like I'm almost tempted to buy some puts at the close and just to see if it opens down. But it is pretty far away. And let me use SPY because SPY, there is more, there is a, you know, there's a chance I feel like that tomorrow we're gonna open down. One of the reasons why we were up so much, or in my opinion, why we're so strong, is because the European market closed very strongly. Like the DAX was up over 300 points or 2.6%, and basically, like if you look at the XGE, you can see this huge spike, HGDJ spike. So these are all ETFs that are dollar hedged. So those would be probably the ones you would want to buy if you were bullish on the European market. Just to give you an example, this is the German iShares, and you can see it's doing far less in terms of how well it's doing due to the fact that this actually does not hedge the currency. And you can see, even though Germany is making a new all-time high in their history, basically this hasn't even gone to an all-time high yet. So the slippage is pretty huge. So other than that, that's it. You know, I have to see by the end of the day if I want to buy some puts. I am tempted, but again, I don't know. I'll have to see. So I have to go, you know, I have to check some more charts, see how the VIX is looking at the end of the day, and just kind of do a general assessment of the risk reward. But other than that, hope you guys are doing well, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care.